Do not know what is going on here. Okay. I am not sure what is happening here. I'm gonna have to unlist those. Do I sound okay? Let's see. I'm gonna have to unlist those. Do I sound okay? Let's see. I'm gonna have to unlist those. Do I sound okay? Let's see. I'm gonna have to unlist. I think I sound okay, but we're gonna see here real quick. Test, 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 1, 2, 3. I'm kind of making sure this isn't going to make any noises or anything like that. Okay, I think it's okay. Okay, I think it's okay. Alright, we're going to go with it. Okay. So after this contest, you guys do see that there is a drafters thing on here now as well. We're going to go ahead and load up some of these eliminators on Underdog, but we are also going to be loading up the drafters. So if you guys aren't familiar with drafters, I am going to go ahead and kind of show you guys what drafters is, kind of what we're looking at here. Give me just a moment. Let me drag it down. I am going to drag this down here. Okay. So drafters is essentially a different website. We have been entering the $20 Drafters Million NFL Best Ball Championship. It is a $20 entry, $2 million prize pot. So it seems to be something that would be good to enter. You know, they're kind of offering some free entries and pick'ems here. So I figured, why not? I use somebody else's code. If you guys want to sign up for this, use code PrimeTimeKG. You see it right here. And they will match $1 for $1 up to 100. Similar to what Underdog does. So we are going to try to get a few entries into this. I can't promise that I'm going to fill myself up, but at the same time, we are going to try to get a few entries in. So that's that. We'll go ahead and stinger back over to the good old little elimination here. Oh, I do apologize for that. My apologies. Let me go ahead and pull this back up. Okay. So we should be good now. Everything should be okay as far as the drafting goes. We are starting a little bit early, so we are starting a little bit earlier than the anticipated time. I did want to get some Underdog drafts in too, and I saw this contest open up, so I figured let's get in it. Let's get at it. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and do the new Underdog contest. Then we're probably going to go right back in to the drafters contest. So in this contest here, we're looking to kind of build we're definitely looking to get 3 tight ends. We'll put it that way. We don't necessarily have to get elite quarterback play, but I do want to be able to get good play out of every other position. Quarterbacks aren't necessarily something that I think are going to be prioritized a ton by me in these. I did prioritize in the $50 ones. So I think we're good on that. I think we're going to try some different strategies here. I think we definitely have enough entries to where we can. We do get maximum of 20 entries at $6 per entry, so I believe 93,000. Payouts begin in week 9 in this one. It's not week 8. Week 8 is when it begins in the big one. Week 9 is when it begins in this one. So they did move it back a week. So that's good to know, at the very least. At least a good notation right there, that they moved it back. So we are going to be watching this here. We're live. We're probably going to do one or two of these before we get over to drafters. We'll see here, though. I'm excited just to get into these. I've already done a few, so I kind of have an idea of what works in this and what doesn't. So we'll kind of see how we pan out here. I do have the 109, so we are going to get one of these guys that I kind of like in the top 9 here. Matter of which one, we'll see. Should be interesting. Christian McCaffrey goes here at the 104. Tyreek Hill going at the 102. That's pretty interesting. We see... I don't really see anybody here that I actually have drafted with before. But, I mean, maybe I have, and I just don't recognize their name. I've done God knows how many drafts at this point. So it's kind of tough for me to know who I have and haven't drafted with at this point. So, Cooper Kupp goes. Travis Kelce goes. We have now 2 picks until our pick. Hopefully we get Bijan Robinson. That's kind of the hope. Diggs goes. Hopefully he takes Eckler here, and we can go Bijan Robinson. That's the hope. If not, we're going to have to take a share of Eckler, which I really didn't want to do, but it is what it is. All right, well, Eckler it is. I don't really have a lot of Eckler, so I hate that I have to take a bye week 5. But at the same time, I'm okay with it because I feel like if we get it out early, it's not going to be a huge deal. You know, I think you can play around it to where it's not going to be a huge deal. CeeDee Lamb, Nick Chubb goes at the 110, 111. AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson at the turn. If we can get a guy like Devontae Adams here to follow up with Eckler, I think that's a really good start. In my eyes, that's a really good start. Week 9, we definitely want to be at our best, I would say. Yeah, we're going to take a guy like Adams. That's another receiver one that I feel like, you know, I think we got an RB1, receiver one here. I think that's a good start. Definitely like it. So far, so good. I don't think we've done much wrong in that start. So that's good. At the very least, we have a good start. You guys want, I can put on some music here, kind of make it to where the room's not so quiet, but at the same time, I don't want it to be too terribly loud, so let's see here. Let me go ahead and look real quick here. Okay. This is fine. I don't really know what this is, but this works. We're going to back it up just a pinch here. There we go. Okay. Back it up just a little bit. All right, so Tony Pollard, Derrick Henry, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen at 18. That's interesting that we're taking a stack here. I don't really think stacking's the play. Especially considering now in week 13, probably one of the most volatile weeks, and weeks that you really want to have your best going, you aren't going to. So that's going to be rough on him, I feel like. I feel like it's tough to stack in this, but I feel like it's still doable. I'm just not a fan of doing it this early. Dolphins, Colts, and talks over Jonathan Taylor trade. If that's the case, if they do get Jonathan Taylor, that's crazy. I will say that. If they get Jonathan Taylor, I think Jonathan Taylor jumps ahead of Saquon at that point. I think Jonathan Taylor jumps ahead of potentially Derrick Henry at that point. You know, I think Jonathan Taylor is a guy we see as a riser then, a big riser. especially considering his ADP is already 26. I think we start seeing him go early second rather than at the 2-3 turn, or even now he's going mid third. So I think we start seeing him rise quite a bit, especially if that happens. Hopefully the music's good. Not too terribly loud. It shouldn't be too terribly loud, but you never know. Or maybe it's not loud enough. I don't know. Let me see if it is loud enough. Yeah, I can't even hear it, so I am going to turn it up. Hopefully that's loud enough. I don't think it should be much, if any, music on. It's kind of a very... That's fine. Okay. I'm expecting more people to probably tune in around 8:30 or 9:30 Eastern. Okay, so he does go Lamar Jackson here. So this is a spot where I'm going to secure myself at the running back position, and I'm not going to have to take another one. We're going to go Jahmyr Gibbs here. Oh my gosh. Why is this doing this? I don't know why this has been doing this, but it has been, and it's getting very annoying. Like, BlueStacks almost doesn't work. So, I'm glad Jahmyr Gibbs was the guy that I wanted. I don't know what's up with this. I'm gonna have to fix it for next stream, because I don't know why it lets me click. Like, it's clicking just fine now, but right then and there, it wasn't letting me do anything. So I don't know if it needs like an update or... Let's check it and see. It's gonna close this real quick, so give me just a minute. I am still drafting, and I'll keep you guys updated. We took Jahmyr Gibbs. Travis Etienne goes at the 310. Ramondre goes at the 311. Mixon goes at the 312. Breece Hall. Mixon and Breece go back to back. So he does have a Breece and AJ, or Breece and Garrett Wilson stack kind of going. Okay, so we are up to the latest date. I'm going to try to hold off here on my pick just to try to wait and see if I can get it on the screen for you guys. I do apologize, like I said, for this. I don't know why it's doing this, but it has been, so I'm trying to get it up on the screen. There we go. Awesome. All right, so we have NY Wild. I'll kind of review here. He takes DJ Moore. Not a terrible choice there. I do like our RB room with Eckler and Gibbs. I do like the upside we have there. I think we're going to pass on reaching for like a Ken Walker here and take our receiver 2. And I want to go with a guy who I believe in personally quite a bit. And I'm going to go with actually, I'm going to go with Debo here at a discount. I think Debo Samuel's a guy here at a discount that we can take. And he might win me a decent amount of weeks. We'll see. You know, I think that's a good... I think he's going to at least have the volume. So, at the very least. And in this kind of a format, he's definitely going to have, like, rushing kind of deal as well. So that does help him. That helps his value a little bit to go up with the fact that he does have some upside there as well. But we're gonna want to make sure that we have guys that are gonna be able to fill weeks. So for example, we have 2 bye week 9s. We're not gonna want to have to do any more bye week 9s because that's the cutoff week, and I do not want to have a time where I have two of my best players on the bench because I can't use them because they're on a bye week and I don't have enough filler behind them. So bye week 9 is kind of out of the question here at this point. We cannot draft another guy that's bye week 9. Another thing about these drafts that seem to be common is 3 tight ends, sometimes 4. I've had 4 in a few of these already, so we'll see though. We'll see. I have it open on my phone as well, so I will make sure that I do get a pick off. I'm gonna kind of star some guys here that I'm looking at to make sure that we can get somebody. Some of these guys that we do like in this range. Okay. We do have a few guys start here, so we're kind of going to see what falls to us here. I'm surprised you guys don't see those on screen here. All right. There should be very little music going in the background now. Justin Herbert goes. Mr. Comeback Season. I feel like I've seen that name before when I've been drafting, so I probably have drafted with him at the very least. I'm not going to say a whole lot about who I'd like to get here. I do have some decent ideas here who I do want to get. Neither one of those two are one of them, so that's good. See what Dean Dog does here. He does take one of the guys that I did have queued up in Kenneth Walker. I was really kind of hoping to get Kenneth Walker slipped to us. This guy is drafting like a straight up idiot, in my opinion. Taking Allen and Burrow, you're just not going to have enough positional depth to help yourself, in my eyes. Lockett goes. That's another guy I had starred. Unfortunately, that just really stinks. I'm kind of take a peek here at my team again. Yeah. All right. So we're probably going to go either Dameon Pierce or Chris Godwin is probably who I'm leaning. We're probably going to go Dameon Pierce. I like the Dameon Pierce selection for me just because it does give me the 3 RBs with different bye weeks that I know I can count on. So that helps me. It also gives me some flex upside as well. So next we're probably going to be taking a receiver here in 5 picks. Who knows, Godwin might flip back around to me. That would be great if he did. I would be super stoked about that. If Godwin does make it back to me. I would be super stoked about that. Or even Marquise Brown, because he's really good floor. I think we might actually go Marquise Brown as a... no. We're going to go Godwin if he falls. Alexander Madison, Darren Waller goes there to Xena side. This is going to be a long stream, folks, so strap in. Max Achillian. Probably going to auto-draft Kirk here. Yep, auto-drafts Kirk. New York Wild. We'll see what he does here. Or what we might do is go our fourth and final like RB and Dobbins. I like that strategy if we do that. But I'd actually rather get a third receiver here because I am comfortable enough to take the guys in the 80s as a fourth. So we're going to go ahead and go Chris Godwin here. I like Chris Godwin's floor a lot. So we're going to go ahead and go Chris Godwin here. So like I said, this puts me at a positional advantage here where I have 3 running backs, 3 receivers every week that I can rely on, and only one of them is going to be out per week. Week 5 is going to be a little bit tough. We'll see. Week 5 and 9 are going to be 2 weeks that we're going to have to fill for, so that's why we're still going to be going RB and receiver here. Like I said, we're going to be waiting on quarterback here quite a bit. So I'm looking at guys, you know, at the quarterback range of like Tua. I think Tua's not bad. Richardson is going to be good in this format. I think guys like that could be great in this format. Richardson as a quarterback 1 in this format would be really good. I think there's going to be weeks where he wins us weeks. You know, Kirk Cousins, something to where we don't have to worry about it till later. Aaron Rodgers even could be a potential guy that we look at just because of the bye week potential there. You know, that could be something we look at too. We'll see. John Dotson, Marquise Brown, both go. Dobbins goes. That's who I was thinking about at running back 4 is Dobbins, but I don't want to get to the point where I have 4 good RBs and I can't play them. So I want to make sure that I get a little bit more receivers before I do that. It's very tough to outmatch these teams at the top because of how they have Jefferson, Devontae Smith, Terry McLaurin, and then D-Hop, and then they also have an elite QB1. They're not going to have the running backs that we have, though. Like his RB1, he's going to make sure that he secures a tight end, but he doesn't even have an RB yet. So it's going to be really tough on him to get RBs that are actually going to be upside plays. Tua goes here. You're going to see quarterbacks going a lot earlier in these drafts. I'm probably going to reach on AR next pick just to make sure we secure that Anthony Richardson pick. And we're probably going to be getting Jordan Love. And we're probably going to get Stafford, probably kind of a boring, or Howell. You know, kind of a more boring play, but at the same time, it's a play that could be a winning play. So I want to make sure that we secure those. Pittman's a great pick in this format as well. Good floor. I think all 3 of these guys are very good picks, especially with this start. Wow. This is a really good team. This is a really well-constructed team. Because he's got McCaffrey, Henry, Taylor. You got 3 workhorses here. You got 3 receivers here that you can look at as target hogs that are just good floors. Then you got Justin Fields who can win you a week. So I like that team a lot. My team is a little bit more balanced out with what positional values can win weeks. You know, Adams is going to have a good floor. Debo's going to have a good floor. Godwin's going to have a good floor. And you got your upside plays at running back there with Jahmyr Gibbs, Dameon Pierce, and Eckler. I think Eckler's still going to have a good floor. You know, we'll see. I'm not really a big Eckler guy this year, so it's kind of tough for me to be very big on him, but we'll see. We're going to make sure we secure a quarterback here, and then we're going to go with another receiver. I want to make sure that we can get our guys here that we want. So I do want to be sure that that's going to be a thing. All right, so they go Jordan Addison. We are going to make sure we get him, and we're going to go Anthony Richardson here. I want to make sure that we get the quarterback 1 that we want. That's all that is just making sure we get him. Tight end room, like I said, it's going to be guys that we take later. We're probably going to have 3, maybe 4. I want to make sure we get these positions secured and locked in first, and then we'll go to tight end. You know, I think the RB room right now is really, really solid. The receiver room probably needs 5, 6 guys, probably 6. You know, I think we'll be close. Elijah Moore, David Montgomery, This guy kind of has the same strategy I do, only he went Waller. And he only has 3 receivers still. So, alright, so I think what we're looking at here is I think we're going to go Michael Thomas. A good floor play on week 11. And I also think that he actually is going to stay healthy this year. I think this is a really good, solid choice. That way we don't have to worry about week 9 again. So, Michael Thomas, week 11. I think that's going to be good. I think that's a solid choice. We could have maybe went Quentin Johnston, but I honestly don't want to take a rookie here. I really don't want to take a rookie, especially week 5. Brandon Cooks was another choice that we could have went. Another bye week 7 to pair up with Dameon Pierce. I just didn't really want to do that, so I think Michael Thomas was the best choice there. Him or Khalil Herbert were the 2 that we were looking at. You know, I think we made the right decision though. Quentin Johnson goes there. Dalvin Cook goes at 92. Rachaad White's still there. You see, after my pick, it was Connor, Pacheco, Cook, Quentin Johnston, and now we are at Mr. Comeback at the 94th overall pick. We'll see who he goes ahead and takes here. Does have all the positional picks here. Khalil Herbert goes there. Rachaad White's still on the board here. Interesting. That Rachaad White is still on the board. AJ Dillon over Rachaad White. There goes Rachaad White finally. I understand why maybe you're hesitant to take him, but I don't think you need to be hesitant. You know, this is his RB1. I do not like that whatsoever. You know, he only has 2 guys with the same correlation of bye week here. 13, 13, 9, and 9. Okay, 2 guys that have the same correlation, so that's good. So his receivers, he's probably done drafting receiver at this point. Yeah, he's probably close to done or has to be done. We're looking at one guy in particular here in hopes that he does fall. I was kind of hoping to get Rashad Bateman in a way, just to divvy up my ownership a little bit. There goes the guy I was kind of looking at, Antonio Gibson. That kind of stinks. I was hoping to get him. Because there's really no other running backs that I want to snag, necessarily. I think Jaylen Warren could be a decent pick. I think in this one we might make the bet on Treylon Burks' health being good. Because I think I'd rather make the bet. Actually, you know what? We're going to make the bet here on Odell Beckham Jr. helping me out as a good floor play. I know we have another week 13 guy in Devontae Adams, but Odell Beckham Jr. is going to be helping me fill in for these guys, and it's not going to be a huge deal to lose him week 13. I don't believe we have Michael Thomas to fill for Devontae Adams there. So I think we're okay as far as that goes. Kirk Cousins goes. Treylon goes. I think we could look at one more wideout, and we're going to call it quits at receiver. But we are going to make sure we get a good running back here. I do want to make sure that we have that position secure. I kind of wanted to get Jamal Williams there, but it's okay. We didn't get him. It is what it is. Keep things moving. I think Jamal Williams is a great play in this kind of a format because the first 3 weeks, he pretty much gets you there. He gets you RB1 type production the first 3 weeks. That's going to be valuable in this draft. We can take a guy like, oh my goodness, I'm drawing a total blank right now. Kendra Miller, who might be able to help you there. So in this round, I think we're gonna go with a guy who I think is gonna have a decent floor, has the same bye week as Michael Thomas. So once again, he's gonna be used as kind of the filler guy for the main three. Juju Smith-Schuster. Not a very upside play. Good floors. That's what we're wanting in this draft. For the filler guys is good floors. Good floors and good target production. And I think we're gonna get that out of Juju. Are they exciting plays? No. But I think they're guys that can help me out. Now, I think you could start looking, your running backs here. Tight ends, we might want to start taking a peek at the very least. I think we do need to start looking at that. Quarterback wise, I think we're probably going to end up with Jordan Love as our QB2. I'm going to be okay with that probably. We'll see what happens though. I do want to make sure that I get those YouTube videos kind of cleared off here, so we're gonna do that real quick here as well. Okay. Nico Collins, Jamison Williams at 117 is way too early for him in this draft. Not a fan of that pick at all. I'm surprised we haven't seen Reach as much yet. That's kind of been my surprise. It's like, why are we not seeing guys reach a little bit more? So that part to me is a little bit interesting. I wish it made a little bit of sense as to why they aren't reaching. I think we're just going to mute the music here. Tank Bigsby goes, Jalen Warren goes. I was kind of hoping to get Jalen Warren. All right, we're going to try to get Mostert probably. Or Zeke. Those are the two guys I'm kind of looking at. I do not want another bye week 9. So what we might do is go Carr. Carr would be another guy that I'd be okay with. I don't really want to get too many week 11s either. I think we'd be okay going Carr. You know what I mean? I think we're okay going Carr. In this case, we definitely got to go Zeke in this case. We're going to go Zeke first just to make sure we do get him. Another bye week 11, so that kind of rules us out of getting Carr. We already have 4 guys that are on a bye week 11. I don't want to get any more than that. I definitely don't want to get any more than that. Actually, I think we might go Higbee here. Higbee wouldn't be a terrible option if we can get him. If not, we'll go Jordan Love, make sure we secure that. And we're going to try to secure some tight ends at the end here. So I don't think we're going to have to take any more receivers. We do, maybe one more. And running back room, I think we're good. We might take one more. We just got to see what falls to us, kind of. I'd be okay with going Russell Wilson. Week 9. Yeah, I think I'd be okay with it to go Russ Wilson. Week 9. Because honestly, Jahmyr Gibbs will be missing and Debo will be missing. But we got plenty of receivers to back that up. We got good RBs to back that up. I think we are going to go Russell Wilson. And then we can get a guy kind of like Jordan Love next go around. I'd even be okay with Stafford. I want to make sure that we have plenty of guys here that we can get at tight end, which we do. They haven't been really pushed up a ton. As I said, we've really secured a receiver room here with good fillers, good floors, and some upside still, I think, here with Godwin, Devontae, and Dio. I think there's still a lot of upside here. I think your running backs can win you weeks. I think your quarterbacks can win you weeks. I think your wide receivers are where your floor is going to be. So I do like that for the majority of my weeks. Yeah, I think we've done well so far. Michael Gallup goes. 7 receivers. That's just too many receivers, I think, in this format. Especially when you have them all different bye weeks. I just don't see the purpose in that. I really don't. At least with mine, you know, I have 2 13s, 2 11s. So that leaves 4 guys for those weeks. And realistically, I have 3 guys that are 11, but I only have 2 guys that are 13, so like no big deal. You know, week 5, we have 2 guys that are gone. Week 9, we still have another quarterback that's gone. So, like I said, I think Jordan Love's probably going to be our 3rd quarterback. If he falls to us here. Hoping he does. Knock on wood. We'll see. Van Jefferson goes. Waiting on Will Rush here to see what he does. And Will Rush auto drafts a Sam Laporta. All right, not a terrible choice. Jordan Love goes there. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for us. It really is. Although we have other options, so it's not that big of a deal. Kenny Pickett is another guy I'd be okay with. You know, I'm okay with any of these choices here. I just want to be certain that I have all my positions locked in. I was kind of hoping to get a Conquo as a tight end 1. We're probably going to go Everett. Kind of hoping Kenny Pickett is the guy that falls here. I don't really think Kyler Murray's a guy I want here. Go ahead and take Kenny Pickett. All right, so we got 3 solid quarterbacks here. So we got 3 solid QBs. We have Eckler, Jahmyr Gibbs, Dameon Pierce, Zeke. Adams, Debo, Chris, Thomas, Odell, Juju. So we got decent floor there at receiver to win us weeks. Our tight ends are just going to have to give us boom weeks, which is kind of what I anticipated this to be. You know, I think we're going to have to make sure that we get 4 tight ends probably in this. You know, I think we're only going to be able to take one other positional player here, and it's probably going to be an RB of some kind. I don't want to limit myself here, but I do think that's what's going to have to happen. I'm hoping this guy with 1 tight end doesn't take Gerald Everett, because realistically, that'd probably be the smart thing of him to do. But we'll see. Okay, great. Awesome. He still might go with his 4th tight end, but I wouldn't. You need receivers here. So, he definitely needs receivers. So he's going to have to go receiver. There's no doubt in my mind. We could pair up Dulcich and Russell. I just don't need another bye week 6. He goes Taysom Hill. Interesting. Okay, Gerald Everett is our tight end 1. Oh boy. All right. All right, so I probably sniped him, or he's just auto-drafting. I don't know which at this point. To be honest, I have no idea. Kyler Murray. Y'all are new here, please make sure y'all slap the like button and hit the subscribe. We've been trying to go live the majority of days, and these last couple weeks here are going to be pretty... They're going to be pretty strenuous when it comes to drafting, so... Greg Dulcich goes here to Mr. Alpha. We are looking at Musgrave, Ferguson, Hunter Henry, Conklin. So a lot of good tight ends. Cade Otton would be another guy that we look at. Mayer, Ertz. There's a lot of decent tight ends that we can look at late here to get just to kind of bounce off of our team here. In this kind of format, like I said, you're going to want to take at least 3 of them, maybe 4 tight ends. So this doesn't look like a very, like, quote-unquote exciting team. What's going on, Owen? How we doing? It's not a very exciting team, but it does have some upside with Gibbs, Pierce, and Eckler's okay. Not a huge fan of Eckler, but it is what it is. Adams is good. Debo's all right, but I got him at value, so I guess we're okay with that. Godwin, Thomas, Odell, Juju. We should have good floor receivers here who have chances to boom with these 3. And I think these 3 could have some boom production as well, depending on the week. And I think with Everett's going to be a decent tight end, decent enough tight end to where it's not going to make a huge difference. We do need to make sure that we get 3 or 4 of these guys to get good chances at boom potential. That's kind of the main deal here. I want to make sure that we have a chance at boom potential. Brock Purdy goes. Ferguson goes. We're going to... Okay, well... Musgrave goes. That's kind of unfortunate for us. Probably going to have to pivot here to Hunter Henry, Conklin. I'd be okay with Hunter Henry. I guess we're fine with that. I don't think Dawson Knox is really going to be a guy I want to grab. I don't even know how much he's going to get to play. So it's kind of tough to take Dawson Knox. I don't need any more quarterbacks. I already got 3 that I feel okay about. I was on the wrong account. All good. Hunter Henry or Tyler Conklin. I think we're going to go Hunter Henry. Actually, I think we're going to go Conklin. Less bye week 7s. We're going to go Conklin. See this guy? I think he's auto-drafting. I don't even think he's drafting. Yeah, we're going to go Tyler Conklin here. Just because of the upgraded quarterback with Aaron Rodgers, there's probably going to be some boom weeks out of that. So, we'll see. Bryce Young goes. I don't want to be stuck taking Bryce Young as a QB3 in this. Genuinely speaking, I just don't. I don't like the fact that he has 2 tight ends with the same bye weeks, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, he's got 4 guys that are bye week 10. You know, this guy's not really that important to be bye week 10, but these 2 bye week 10, that's rough. Higbee being bye week 10, that's rough. Scared to play you. I've been doing drafts since March, Card Shark. So I've not taken a lot of time off from football, to be quite honest with you. Dawson Knox goes. I think we're going to go Hunter Henry here. Has touchdown upside. There's just not very many beautiful options at tight end. There's not going to be at this point. Is there any running backs? Tajay Spears, I think, is an interesting pick here. I think we're going to go Tajay Spears as our last running back before we take 2 more tight ends. No, do not mess up now. Do not mess up now. Okay. We're going to go Tajay Spears. Move him to the top of my queue. Okay. He got moved to the top of the queue because the computer froze. Well, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, to be honest. Tajay Spears. It's going to be the last positional player that I take. So, we have Richardson with upside, Wilson, who should provide a decent floor, Pickett, who should provide upside, I believe, as well. Eckler, who is kind of meh. I'm not a fan of Eckler where he's been drafted, but I'm not taking him outside the top 10 just because he's going to have a good floor. Jahmyr Gibbs should have a good ceiling. Dameon Pierce should have a good ceiling. Zeke should have a good floor, I would think. Tajay Spears, I feel like, has a good floor in that offense. I feel like all of our receivers are good floors at the very least. The ceilings kind of come with Adams, Godwin, Debo, but our ceilings here still could be ceilings if Odell returns to form like he was on the Rams. He's going to have some boom weeks. We'll see, though. Michael Thomas, if he can stay on the field the whole year, I think he's a good floor play. Juju, same thing. Gerald Everett, Tyler Conklin. We still need 2 more tight ends. Hunter Henry goes, unfortunately. I think Michael Mayer and Cade Otton would be 2 good bets to make for tight end. I don't think there's anybody else that I really want to draft much. Trotman, I definitely don't. Fant, I could get behind Fant, I guess. Hurst, I already have Conklin week 7. I don't need to correlate anymore. As far as bye weeks go, I don't need them to be on the same wave. This is also just a totally different format, so like, it's kind of different from normal best ball. Because normal best ball, I would not have 4 tight ends. We'll put it that way. So, like I said, with this draft, with this kind of format, I feel like it's important to make sure you have tight ends. Ones that can boom. And, you know, ones not necessarily that are going to be studs every week, but one that you get at least a chance at having a stud every week. Because the other places are just going to be that much better. Like your floor, like right now, your flex, you have a choice of literally, you know, every week most likely is going to be Eckler, Gibbs, Adams, Devo, Godwin, and then it's going to be a choice of Dameon Pierce, Michael Thomas, Odell, Juju, and whoever the other tight ends are. So, like, you're going to have a good floor at your current place right now, I would say. Cade Otton goes. That sucks. I was hoping to get Cade Otton. Ah, that really sucks. Okay. We're going to hope we get Michael Mayer. We're going to pray to the good Lord up above that we get Michael Mayer. So if we do, I can at least maybe get behind Fant. You know, by week 5. I don't really want to do that, though. Maybe we go Mayer McBride or Mayer Likely. I don't really want to do that either. Mayer. We're going to go Mayer regardless, though. I think Ertz isn't a terrible grab. McBride's not a terrible grab. I don't know about Jelani Woods. I'm not a huge fan of that pick. Yeah. I think we could see Ertz here or Trey McBride probably being my last pick. Kind of depends. I think we're going to go Ertz as an early season kind of guy. Could be a trade candidate to go to a better team as well. So we got to take that into consideration as well. Maybe Arizona unloads him and gets something for him. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not taking a guy like McBride. We'll put it that way. So I don't even know who that is. We're going to go Zach Ertz. All right. So I think we did good. We have AR, Russell Wilson, Kenny Pickett, Austin Eckler, Jahmyr Gibbs, Damian Pierce, Zeke Elliott, Tajay Spears, Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Chris Godwin, Michael Thomas, Odell Beckham Jr., Juju Smith-Schuster, Gerald Everett, Tyler Conklin, Michael Mayer, and Zach Ertz. Not a terrible team. I think we did fine. I think we accomplished our strategy. And I think it's a pretty good strategy. So I kind of like that fact. So I think we are going to do one more little eliminator, and then we'll hop on to drafters and do the big best ball mania. Russell Wilson, I think, is going to have a bounce back season. Card Shark. I don't think he's going to be bad. I think where his ADP is, I think it's a little low. I don't think he's that bad. I don't think he can get any worse. And I think with Sean Payton coming over, being the coach now, I think that's going to help him quite a bit. Their offense already looks improved in preseason, so that's a good sign to see at the very least. We get pick 4 here, so I do like this pick quite a bit. I definitely think there's quite a bit of upside in this pick that we can do. So that is something I'm really excited about. We're probably going to get a guy like Tyreek, a Christian McCaffrey, somebody like that, to where I think that we can sit here and make the case that it's going to be something that is good for us. When we're this early, I wish that we were more so the 7 or 8 or 6, 7, because we were in the more so 6, 7 range. I think we could get a receiver kind of like Devontae or Waddle or Olave. But we're going to have to look at guys like Devontae Smith, Calvin Ridley, T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, if we were to reach on Bijan, because I am a big Bijan advocate. I love Bijan, and you know, I think if we were going to do that, that would kind of mess things up. So I'm not going to do that. I do think Tyreek Hill or Cooper Kupp are going to be guys that I'm okay with taking. Justin Jefferson here goes 1. Probably Jamar 2, Christian 3. It's typically how they go, but you never know. We get some odd rooms every now and then where Christian and Jamar switch, but Typically, this is how they go. Jamar Chase goes at 2. And Christian McCaffrey goes at 3. We're going to kind of follow suit here, and we're going to go Tyreek. Actually, no. We're not going to follow suit. We're going to go Cooper Kupp at 4. I'm going to go back to what my rankings say. And my rankings that I have, if you guys haven't already, follow me over on the Patreon. It's only, I think, $5 to subscribe. You guys get my rankings for everything. My wide receiver rankings, currently I have Cooper Kupp as the wide receiver 3 over Tyreek Hill. I think they're like neck and neck. I think it's very close. So, it's very close. It's very close. You see Bijan go at the 106. Eckler go at the 107. Travis Kelce going at the 108. Not very many people wanting the positional advantage here at tight end, so that's good to note at the very least. I think people are going to catch on to the strategy really quickly in these of you need to fill your position players first and go from there. Stephon Diggs at 9. Pretty much the first 9 are all, the same. Then after 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 are kind of all equivalent too. You don't really see a lot of oddities in these first few rounds, so it's kind of, the same old in the first few rounds. At least for now. At least now that we have the clear picture. It's shaken up definitely a lot since March when I first started drafting, or April or whenever that was. So it's definitely shaken up a lot since then. But obviously, it hasn't to the point of going crazy, like super crazy. Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley goes at the turn. Tony Pollard goes right after those. So big running back kind of skew here. Chubb and Saquon, that's an interesting little duo. Adams and A.J. Brown. Nice pair of receivers there. Not bad, not bad. I am okay with that. I am definitely more than fine with that pairing. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes. Garrett Wilson goes there off the board. Like I say, and will continue to say, I'm probably not going to go with Mahomes, Hurts, and Allen in these. It's just their bye weeks are so late, and on top of that, I don't know. Obviously, they are elite quarterbacks, but I think I can get somebody to give me 20 to 25 points most weeks if I get 3 quarterbacks. At minimum 15 to 20. And I'm going to count on my positional values to make up those points. My positional running back and receiver and tight end to make sure that we get those positionals. Like I said, I think we'll be fine focusing that way. Over the Hine, we'll see what he takes here. I do not want to have the same correlation here the first couple weeks. I don't want that, so we are going to go T. Higgins here, I think. I'm going to go T. Higgins. I like T. Higgins quite a bit. Taylor or Jacobs. The only reason I didn't go Taylor is because I'd be okay with Taylor or Jacobs falling to me. I'm definitely fine with that. If somebody else wants to take Waddle, that's totally fine. If I had a different bye week, I would, but I'm just not going to. He has Andrews and McCaffrey. So we want to keep in mind the guys that are kind of reaching here on tight end. Just to see if they do it again. Because they probably will. But we'll see. Kelp. I think he was in the last draft I was in. Maybe, maybe not. Waddle. So he does 7-10. I have 7-10. We have the same kind of thing going on here with bye weeks. Like I said, I'm okay with Jonathan Taylor or Josh Jacobs. Jonathan Taylor goes there. Kelp chooses Calvin Ridley. You're noticing that the QBs are falling. Still did not take Mahomes. I'm kind of tempted to take Mahomes here, but I'm not going to. We're going to go Josh Jacobs. We're going to trust our strategy here and go Josh Jacobs. He's going to go ahead and take Pat Mahomes. Take 2 of his best players, bye weeks of 10. I'm going to trust my strategy here and see what happens. Nah, you got your own Patreon. I'm screwed. I mean, I haven't really started doing a whole lot with it yet. I got to update my rankings too. I haven't updated them since August 6th, so I do need to update them again. And kind of go through that process all over again. I haven't really made anything off Patreon, and I haven't really promoted it heavily. So it's been something that's kind of on the back burner. I've been uploading streams and stuff. I've also been doing TikToks. So I've been doing some stuff on the side. I just haven't really done a whole lot with the Patreon yet. But it is what it is. DK Metcalf goes at 31. Jahmyr Gibbs at 32. Amari Cooper at 33. Josh Allen does end up going right after Mahomes. Ramondre Stevenson at 34. Thank you for taking Ramondre. That makes me happy. You, sir. I just think that's way too early for Ramondre, but hey, what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. We're up in 10 picks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're looking at Justin Fields' range here. Probably going to look at an RB because they're probably going to drop, if I had to guess. Keenan Allen goes. This guy's already got 2 RBs, so he's probably going to go 2 receivers here. Debo goes, and probably Judy goes, if I had to guess. Well, probably Debo and DJ Moore. No? Okay, that's what I get for trying to guess. Debo and Etienne. So he's going to make sure that he secures himself 3 running backs here that are super elite, have the good upside. I like that quite a bit. I do like that play. I kind of did that with Josh Jacobs. I'm kind of hoping to get Mixon or Brees. That's the hope. If not, we're going to pivot to Ken Walker on our second pick and take a receiver. So we'll probably have 3 receivers, 2 RBs. And kind of pivot that way. I've already taken an elite quarterback in a few to see how it looked. In the $50 ones, I did do elite quarterback. I have Fields. I think I had Burrow in one. And I know I had Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson to make sure that I paired up good quarterbacks. So I just want to make sure that my RB room has 5 RBs. And the 5th one is a guy that is in the 130s or 140s at best or at worst. It's kind of the goal. So we have 2 picks here. So unless he goes Brees, which he didn't, that's great. Hopefully we can get a Brees Hall and follow it up with Ken Walker. It's kind of the hope. Yeah, that's going to be the hope. Actually, no, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to go Aaron Jones. We're going to go Aaron Jones. We're going to go Aaron Jones, and then we're going to follow it up with Ken Walker. Because the only reason I'm doing that is because I want the floor. I like Brees a lot. The problem with Brees is that I don't know how much he's going to get to play the first few weeks. And in this format, that's kind of tough not knowing. And I'd rather have an RB that their bye weeks are done early. So I know that I'll have them for week 13 for Jacobs. It's kind of the thing. And Jacobs is holding out, so we're kind of iffy on Jacobs too. So I want to make sure that we're good there. Oh, Ken Walker goes. Ouch. Josh Allen, Brees Hall, Ken Walker, Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith, Travis Kelce, Jerry G. See, this is why we don't do ESPN leagues. Because this team is absolutely loaded. For 0 reason. Oh, we might have to pivot here. That sucks. I was not wanting that to happen at all. I kind of wanted Ken Walker. That hurts. He's probably going to go Brees. C. Kelp's probably going to go Brees. Good play. Great play, actually, because now I can't go Najee. Oh, that sucks. That really, really sucks. Wow, okay, he went Lawrence. That kind of surprises me. He might go. Maybe. Maybe we get Brees and just get lucky and rock out with it. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I am more than happy with this. Brees Hall in the 5th round, thank you. I will gladly take it. Even if he misses the first week or so, you know, you got 2 solid guys here. I'm going to make sure we get a 4th solid running back, just so we don't got to worry about it. Yeah, I really like this. We're going to maybe get Jamal Williams would be a perfect fit for this team as a 5th RB. That would be a perfect fit. So we're probably going to prioritize the Jamal Williams in this draft. I want to make sure we get somebody like that. Because Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones the first 3 weeks, given Jacob's situation and given Brees Hall's situation, can hold it down. And I feel like that right there in itself wins me the first 3 weeks and gives me a good team to bounce from. Yeah, I like that strategy. I like thinking that way. But yeah, that draft, that's why I don't draft on ESPN, because it's just not, it's not a good way to draft. It's not a good way to figure out your drafts. How do waivers work? So basically you'll have a budget, a $100 budget, like a fake $100. It's not real. And you'll put in bids for the players you want. And whoever gets the highest bid gets the player. If it's a tie on the bid, it goes to the waiver priority. So like typical ESPN waivers, you know, if you draft first, you have the last one. And then if you pick up somebody, you go to the last place. It's that kind of thing. That's kind of how it works. It's much, much better than the waiver priority being, you know, if you pick somebody up, then you go automatically to 12th once you pick somebody up. I hate that. I want to be able to get the guys that I want to get. And if I want to bid more for them, then I should get them. So Miles Sanders or Cam Akers. I don't want to take Cam Akers because I do have Cooper Kupp already. Oh, pick 69. You can't pay to win, right? What do you mean you can't pay to win? No, you can't add money. I mean, you can potentially trade for money. Like in the trades, you can trade if you want, but I don't think that's a very rare thing that people trade for. J.K. Dobbins, Dameon Pierce, Javonte Williams, kind of a little bit of a running back. Good old river going here. Gabe Davis goes. I think David Montgomery could also be a decent pick here. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to kind of see what falls to us here. Miles Sanders goes. Okay. I think we're going to go with Marquise Brown here. Good floor. And we took Godwin last time, so we are going to go with Marquise Brown here. Like I said, good floor. We already have good upside guys at the running back position. James Cook goes. On the flip here, we're going to be looking to do a guy like David Montgomery. or Michael Pittman. I'm okay with either one. They both fall. We'll probably go Pittman because of the floor and get Jamal Williams just later, like next pick. I think that's probably the best option if we can get it. If not, we'll see what we just got to see what happens here. There's a lot that could go wrong here. Cam Akers goes. He's already got Mark Andrews, so nobody takes Pittman, so that's good for us. We will go ahead and take Michael Pittman. We have 4 unique bye weeks at receiver. We have unique bye weeks except for one stack here of bye week 7. So I do love the start that we have here. Our core 7 guys, I still think are very solid plays. So that helps a lot in this regard. In this format, usually I typically tend to not care about bye weeks, but when we have to really care about bye weeks, because we could get eliminated any week, it makes it a little bit to the point of where we have to care about bye weeks. So that's the kind of thing there that we do have to care about. I want to make sure that I have everything here. Okay. I want to make sure that I had everything there about right, so. We'll get somebody in there, trust me. We'll get somebody. Quentin Johnston goes. Alvin Kamara is kind of a tough one to take unless you have a solidified guys at the beginning of the year, which I could see he does. So it's not something I'm totally opposed to. I really like our receivers here. And I really like our running back room. I think we've done well so far. Exceptionally well. All right, up in 4 picks. James Conner, DeAndre Swift, AJ Dillon, Sky Moore goes. Kyle Pitts. I hate Kyle Pitts. I absolutely despise Kyle Pitts. I've been trying to get a little bit more of him, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I think Khalil Herbert would be a decent bet if I didn't already have a bye week 13. Did he go? I want to make sure. How many picks do I have until next? Okay. We're going to get Jamal Williams next pick. I think this round we're going to go ahead and take AR again. By week 11, take him stacked up with Pittman. I very rarely do get stacks, but I do want to take this one. Just because, like I said, I think AR is a good guy to get. I think Jamal Williams is going to be a decent guy to grab. Khalil Herbert goes. Evan Ingram goes. I used to pray for times like this and nights like this so I could grind like this and shine like this on a matter of time I spent on some locked up, can't say that word. Yeah, I used to dream for nights like this and times like this for Jamal Williams to fall to me in this format because I'm going to be a very happy person when he does. Do we take the chance of letting him try to fall to us again? No, I don't think we do. I don't think we can. I don't think we can take the chance. I definitely don't think we can take the chance. Because A. Gibson's good. A. Gibson would be another really good pick here. Honestly. Because after the first 3 weeks, you know, you're going to have those 3 elite running backs anyways. Of course. I was hoping Antonio Gibson wasn't going to be there, so I wasn't going to get tempted with him. We're going to go Gibson. We're going with him. We're going to go with him, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to go with Antonio. Actually, no. No, we're going with Jamal. We're reaching on Jamal. I want to get him. I want to make sure we get him for those first 3 weeks. I just want to make sure we get him. I just want to make sure we get him for this kind of format. Another PL final split. Jesus Christ. So we got A-Rich, Jacobs, Jones, Brees, Jamal, Cooper Kupp, T. Higgins, Marquise Brown, and Michael Pittman so far. I do really, really, really like what we got going here. I think we could probably get away with going... I don't really want to go Geno, but I think we could get away doing it. Cousins would be another one that I'm okay with. If they fall. Let's see. Goff's another guy that I kind of like. Bye week 9. And that's a bye week that I can live with. So I think now if we start correlating guys, we're going to have to correlate guys who are on these stacks or on these filler weeks. Like if we go Goff, we're going to get Marvin Jones and Sam Laporta. Get guys that can actually add value to your stack rather than just kind of be there and do whatever. So I made 100 playing 6 quarters of 2K. That's crazy. Geno Smith goes. Shoot, Antonio Gibson might come back around. We take A. Gibson as our 5th running back and just go with our 5 running backs there and not take another one. I'd be down. I'd be game for that. I'd be more than game for that. I don't see it happening because these two only have 1 running back, so I don't see that happening. But it could. It could. I don't think Njoku's a terrible choice either. Just because we have an additional guy here, an additional guy, 2 guys here really for flex spots. I don't think Njoku would be a terrible choice. Coming out the gate tomorrow, taking 5 receivers. We'll see how that goes for you. We will see how that goes for you, sir. Rashad Penny goes. Rashad Penny over Antonio Gibson. That's a ballsy move. Samaje Perine. Okay. This room hates Antonio Gibson. So I would be thrilled to take Antonio Gibson as a running back 5 over any of these guys. I would be thrilled. I would be absolutely thrilled. And I will not take another running back the rest of the draft if that happens. I would be thrilled. I would be thrilled. That's what Fantasy Flock said to do. Well, Fantasy Flock will not be in your draft tomorrow, now will he? Very nice. Very, very nice RB room. That's Drive. Card Shark, that's Drive. All right. So, we're not going to be taking a running back the rest of the way. We're just going to be looking these positions. We're not going to take a running back anymore. We have plenty of them, and they're all pretty good, I would say. So I don't think we have to look at a running back now for a good minute. We reach on Jamal Williams, and we end up getting the guy we wanted back where we reached at Jamal Williams. I am thrilled with that. If we can get Njoku here, I'm going to be ecstatic. There's no shot we get Njoku too. If we do, I'm in a lobby full of dummies, and this has a chance to go all the way. I've been binging Fantasy Flock. Lord have mercy. How did the interview go? Well, so the hiring manager evidently sent out a Teams message at 3 a.m. because I have a friend that works there, and said that he was taking a PTO day. So we're having the interview tomorrow. And it's going to be on a Zoom call. Well, a Teams call. So we never had it today. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Like I said, if I get Njoku here, I'm going to be thrilled. I will be the happiest man alive if I get David Njoku. And there's a good shot that I do. I mean, it's not a job that I would say is exciting. It still is within the IT field. But my position... there goes Njoku. Sad. It's a job that, like, title-wise seems like it would be a downgrade, but pay-wise gets an upgrade. So I don't really know exactly how I'm supposed to feel about it. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, so Schultz goes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and go Jared Goff here. I want to make sure we get another quarterback before we do anything crazy. So, actually, what's our bye week 7? Okay, our bye week 7 looks kind of nuts right now. We're going to go Jared Goff. Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. And I think it's going to be a significant amount more. It's like $5 or $6 more on the hour. So it's a good amount more to where it's like, okay, whatever, I guess. So it is what it is. I thought Jin said he's joining. He did say that. Has he not joined yet? Marquez, Valdez, Scantling. See, like, I don't want to be taking these guys as I mean, I get it, receiver 5, but like, I have such good receivers, good floor receivers, that I don't really, I'm not sitting here trying to take flyers. I don't have to, you know. I have such good floor guys here that and they do have their upside in their own respect, but I don't have to do it. Like, I'm gonna have to take a few receivers, granted, but I don't have to take these guys that I really don't want to take. I can take guys that are going to be spike week kind of guys. DJ Chark, you know, DJ Chark. I don't have to take a guy like Hodgins. I don't. Rashee Rice is a guy that I'd love to take. It's a lot of good there. Luke Musgrave going at 131 is absolutely absurd. Over Higbee, Laporta, like all these guys. No, that's absurd. That's absurd. I'm not even going to lie. That is extremely absurd. If Rashee Rice falls, that's a guy that we could take. I don't even care that he correlates with Cooper Kupp's bye week. It's somebody that we can take as an upside play. And I love taking an upside play here. Tight end, I think we're going to go Laporta to stack with Goff. I think Sam Laporta is a good early season kind of weapon kind of guy too. So that helps us as well. Said I like ya. I do. See, like like this kind of receiver core, I wouldn't want this receiver core. Because honestly, the difference between Freiermuth and Kincaid is not very much. But I love, like, pairing two elite quarterbacks. That's great and all. Like, you're probably going to have a top 5 QB every week. But, like, your tight ends already stink. Your receivers, you're banking on them to perform every single week. Because there's no waivers on this. There's no management of this. So it just starts your best players every week. So you're just banking on those guys to be insanely good. I hate it. I do not like it at all. I kind of wish I had Tyreek Hill for this team instead of Cooper Kupp, but it is what it is. We're going to take Laporta first, I think. We're going to take Laporta first. Yeah, we're going to take the gamble on Laporta first. No, do not do this. All right. We're going to take the gamble on Laporta first. I want to make sure that I get him. If Rashee Rice goes, it's not a huge deal to me. I'll just take Cole Kmet and kind of pivot from there. I'm okay with that. But I wanted to make sure I got Laporta here to pair up with Goff. Okay, so Rashee Rice goes the next pick. All right, so I'm okay with pivoting here with Cole Kmet. And if I don't get Cole Kmet, then I'm okay pivoting to DJ Chark. So I have guys to pivot to. I'm not too terribly sad about that. And if both of these picks go in the next 5 that I just said, I'm okay pivoting to Okonkwo or Higbee. I'm okay with that as well. I have a lot of different choices I can go with here. Because we're probably going to go Matt Stafford a little bit later. It's a very boring pick, but nonetheless, it is a pick that I can make because of where I'm at. I don't know why it's doing this. There we go. You know, it is a pick that is in play here. DJ Chark's going to be my upside play here in this league. By week 7, you know, he's going to be the guy who's down with Higgins. So, see the devil. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go DJ Chark. I think it's a good pick. So now we're looking at 5 really good running backs, 4 good receivers with an upside play. Tight end, we have our first upside play there. I think towards the end of the draft, we'll go Marvin Jones to add up with Jared Goff. I think that's something you could do for a week 17 kind of deal, even though this is something that is a weekly eliminator. So you're kind of wanting to look at the overall schedule and go with it. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. We're up in 14 picks, so we're wanting to be looking at guys down here probably in the tight end range. You know, Jawan Johnson maybe will fall. I don't know. It's just gonna kind of depend on the room. See what happens here. Higbee goes. It's gonna depend on the room. It's gonna depend on the room. That's all I gotta say about that. Like I said, these rooms are kind of dependent on the room right now. because nobody really knows what they're doing. Exactly, in my opinion. Nobody has really 100% clue what they're doing. So, Jawan Johnson goes. Cole Kmet, I think people are shying away because of his injury that he left today on a cart. So, that does suck because I have him in quite a bit of leagues. So, that does suck. I don't think receiver is going to be much of a priority from here on. You know, if we can take an extra one that we like that falls, that's great. But we have 4 really good ones now. We're up in 5 picks. Hyatt goes. This guy still has no tight end. So I figure we're going to be seeing a good amount of tight end go from him. Let's look at his team real quick. He's got Burrow, Rodgers, same bye week. That's awful. This is awful because, like, the last weeks, he's going to have the majority of his play. Like, this is a play to cash play. I hate that. I hate those guys. This is a play to cash. I do not like that at all. He only has one guy, 1, 2, and both his quarterbacks, 3, 4, 5. So 5 guys are before Cashier's week. 6 guys on Cashier's week, so it's kind of tough. How many leagues am I in? Oh, boy. Best ball, I'm probably in about 230, 220 at this point. So, car park, waiting on him to pick. Yeah, it doesn't have any... The thing with best ball is you don't have to manage it. So they just start the best players every week that are on your roster. There's no waiver wire. There's nothing. You just draft your people, and that's it. So it makes this so difficult. That's why there's so many rounds and so much depth that you have to know. Dulcich here would be a decent pick if I didn't already have him at week 5. I'm going to go Everett. Everett's a great pick. I think Everett for this team would be an amazing pick because we're relying on... Oh, damn it. Dang it. Okay. Don't panic. Dulcich, we're not going to go with. Stafford's still a choice at quarterback that I think is a logical choice. We're going to go Stafford. We're going to go Stafford here. We're up in 6 picks. We can make our tight end decision then. Dang, that sucks. We got sniped right before a pick. And of course, it's by the guy who has the red shield, so that means he's done over 1,000 drafts at this point, so he kind of knows what he wants to do. And he makes sure that he stacks up his 3rd tight end to be a decent one, so that kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping to get him. It is what it is. It is what it is. Dang, man. I have a feeling I know who I'm going to go with here. I'm not going to mention it on the screen or in the stream. Small stars up here on the board. Let's see. We have Taysom, Hunter Henry, Jake Ferguson. I don't really want Irv. And like I said, Dulcich doesn't fit. Randomize the order. I will in a minute. Jesus Christ, why is my stream lagging? There we go. Seek help. We're hoping that we don't get sniped again. So if we do, I'm going to be genuinely sad. Oh, please, for the love of God. Auto Dulcich. Okay, that's fine. Thank God. We're going to get Jake Ferguson here. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Hell yeah. So 7th bye week is going to be interesting. We'll see what happens with it. We're taking upside at tight end. Our receivers, you know, I think bye week 7 is going to be our roughest week. Kind of looks like. 10 maybe has kind of a rough spot. I think we do need to go running back a little bit, or not running back, receiver. If we can't get the guy that we want at tight end again, I like that pick. I like that pick. Okay. So we got some guys favorited that I would like to do. I'll go ahead and do the sleeper randomize now. Okay. All right. So in that draft, I'm going to have the 8th pick. Interesting place to be. Girl, you like it. I do. All right, 3 picks. Still got our guys here, so that's good. Still do have our guys. You got the worst spot. What'd you get, 12? That's probably the worst spot. 10, 11, and 10, 11 are probably actually worse spots. I'm okay with 8. If nobody wants to swap or anything. I'm glad I checked that before I went in and did that. Is there any receivers that I love here? Not really. Not that I can't take in the in a bit. So. Okay. We're going to go ahead and do Hunter Henry. Not a bad choice here. Like I said, another red zone kind of guy. We're going to need those red zone kind of guys to score, give us some upside. I don't know that I can go Mecole because of the bye week 7, unfortunately. Who can I go? Puka, mate? No, I don't want to go Puka either. Downs could be an option. Corey Davis retired. Marvin Jones was a guy that I talked about. Maybe we go Marvin. I think Marvin Jones wouldn't be a terrible choice. All right. Zamir White, Hayden Hurst. Like I said, we got to see kind of what we got here. I think we're going to make sure that we get Otten. I want to make sure that we get Otten probably here. He's probably going to be I don't know, Mayer's one of those guys that I think could get better over the year. So I think Mayer might be the guy that we get. and go with 2 rookie tight ends and hope they pan out. Yeah, you have Jake Ferguson, Hunter Henry. I think that's fine. I think we could do that and get away with it. If you guys are new here, make sure y'all drop a like on the stream. Sub to the channel if you're new. We will probably do a drafters draft after this one. And that's just regular best ball, so we'll do one more after this one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go Michael Mayer. Now we got to decide a receiver. I think Marvin Jones is our best bet. If not Marvin Jones, maybe Josh Palmer. Yeah, I think those are our best choices. I do like those choices. Marvin Jones, then Josh Palmer. So I think that's where we're going to conclude that draft and go from there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and click off this draft because I think a lot of you guys don't really care to watch the endings of these drafts. So we'll go ahead and go to the lobby here. We're going to kind of have to adjust here a little bit on what I'm doing. So we're going to go ahead and stinger transition over here. And let me go ahead and add my face cam on here. That did not go like I wanted it to at all. Let's see. I really didn't want that to go like that. I do want to make sure that gets on there. Although I don't really want that to be the thing. Zoom in. Okay. I want to make sure that this goes... okay. I don't know why my face is so big. I really don't want it to be this big. Let's see. I don't know. Okay. So that does the whole screen. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe this isn't going to work like I anticipated it to. Maybe we just take this off. You just have no face cam. And just go with the ticker. Like this, like so. And kind of talk over it. We could do that. I'd be okay with this. Okay, so we do get Marvin Jones in the final round of that draft. So, I think we did well in that draft, honestly. So now we're going to go ahead and do this as well. I really was hoping this would work, but it's really not working. I kind of want to see if we just add my face cam, if that'll work. To where I can just kind of box it, call it a day. But let me see if that'll work. Give me just a second here. Let's see, camera. Elgato face cam. Okay. Well, okay. So that's not gonna work either. So I guess this isn't gonna go nearly as like I hoped. Let me see. like I said, I can get this to work. Kind of not looking likely, so I guess we're just going to draft like this. I guess this is the best I can do. So, it is what it is. We'll go ahead and draft. I don't know why this isn't working, but let's see. Go ahead and join one draft here. We did already have a couple teams drafted. I did go ahead and do my first couple teams. Justin Fields, Geno Mack, Joe Mixon, J.K. Dobbins, Khalil Herbert, Devon Achane, Elijah Mitchell, Ty Chandler, Reek, D.K. Zay, Elijah Moore, Michael Gallup, Rashid Shaheed, Mecole, Josh Downs, Mark Andrews, Jawan Johnson, Cade Otton. We do have a little bit more drafting in here to where I can sit here. We have a lot more rounds. So that's kind of nice to have that. So you can kind of punt tight end, I feel like, a little bit more too. So that's nice to know at the very least. Because I feel like I said, we have a lot more rounds. So you couldn't see the bottom guys. It's Musgrave and Ferguson. So let's see. We are waiting on one more person to join. Are we almost ready to go here? 11 to 12. We need one more person. But yeah, I think we did really well on those drafts. I think that helped doing the 51 beforehand. Just to kind of get an idea of what's going on with it. So all right, so at the 105 in our league format, you like Reek or Bijan? It's close. I think it just depends on what you value, dude. To be honest, do you value upside or do you value the floor? You know, I think the floor play is going to be, I know it sounds silly, but I think it's going to be Reek. I think if you go upside, no Bijan, but can we see where our lobby's at here? Let's see. It's my first time kind of being on this site, so I'm kind of still trying to figure it out. Where's my draft? Where did my draft go? Oh, no. There we go. Bro, can we see it? Okay, there we go. This is much better. Okay. This is a much better format just because it's easier to see everything. It looks like I have the 3rd overall pick. So that is great to see. That makes me happy, especially in this. So we're gonna ride it. We're gonna ride it out. See what happens. Like I said, these drafts are a little bit deeper than the underdog ones. So that's kind of nice. I want to make sure we can see plenty of the board here. All right. All right, so she took the Kents. Interesting name. Interesting name. And of course, he's probably not here. We're going to be doing quite a bit of drafts in the upcoming weeks, so make sure you guys are on the YouTube channel, subscribed, dropping likes on the contest here. And let's see. We are going to go ahead and I think we're going to go ahead and take Christian. We're going to take Tyreek Hill for the spike weeks. Yeah, we're going to take Tyreek Hill for the spike weeks. I think that he's a more upside play. So then Cooper Kupp. CMC, I just don't trust CMC. And even in a full season, I'm not sure how good CMC is going to be, because I've said this before and I will continue to say it. I still am not really sure how to feel about CMC. Reason being, I want to make sure that I get this correctly here. The reason being that I'm not too certain is I think we could be seeing CMC get his workload taken a little bit from gosh, I'm drawing a total blank right now. From Elijah Mitchell. I think that is something that's very real that could happen. It's a very realistic possibility that it could happen. We're kind of trying to do this painlessly, and it's been kind of difficult here. Okay. So, I think that's something that is a realistic possibility that could happen with CMC. You see Bijan going at the 106 here. Eckler going at the 107, Kelsey at the 108, Diggs at the 109. Pretty much the 101 to the 109 are the same 9 guys. Every now and then you'll get a room that has a guy who reaches, which it's rare, but like I said, you never know. It's definitely a rarity, though, to have somebody reach. A.J. Brown goes at 10. Usually I'd take CeeDee Lamb at 10. Nick Chubb at 11, then A.J. Brown. That's probably how I got it right now for best ball. I just think it's a lot easier this way. Let me know if you guys like the drafters format a lot more. I do. I think it's a lot easier for me to... yeah, this looks awful. I'm definitely not doing that ever again. I'm sorry if I blinded you. That looks horrid. We're never doing that again. So I do apologize if I did blind you. Go back. Go back. Go back to the draft. Okay. CeeDee Lamb goes at the 11th pick. Here, I'm probably going to go Chubb Adams. If it were me, I'm a big Chubb proponent, and I'm a big Adams proponent, especially with where they're going. Adams, I feel like, should not even be in the second round. I really think he just should not be going in the second round. I think it's crazy that you can get CeeDee Lamb and Devontae Adams in the same team. I just think that's absurd at the turn to have that loaded of a receiver group off rip. You know, in the last draft I did, I got Diggs, I believe, at 10, and I got Devontae Adams to follow it up, so I had Devontae and Diggs, which is absolute crazy value. Saquon goes 15. Tony Pollard kind of going a little bit lower over on drafters, which is interesting, to say the least, because everybody's been hyping him up, and I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Tony Pollard goes. Jalen Waddle goes here over Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson slowly but surely going down draft boards. I don't really understand that. Devontae Smith going. Garrett Wilson going before that. So Eckler, Wilson, that's an interesting start. Bijan and Devontae Smith. I kind of feel like that's a little bit of a reach on Devontae. Maybe. We're up next here. I would love to get Reek and Derrick Henry as a start. That would be phenomenal to me. I think Reek and Mark Andrews paired up with Lamar would be a good start. But we didn't get Andrews, so we are going to go Derrick Henry here. I don't have a ton of Derrick Henry over on Underdog. Goodness gracious. I don't have a lot of Derrick Henry, so Derrick Henry is going to be a guy that I really like here. So I think we're going to go ahead and go Derrick Henry to fill out that running back position a little bit more. Get our RB1 guy that we love. On the turn here, we might go Jonathan Taylor. I think that's something that's very viable. I don't really care what they're saying. I get it. It's a risk. But I think that he has no leverage, and they're giving him the option to go look. Say, here you go. Go look. See if you find something. Highly unlikely that you find anything, but go look if you want. And I think that's kind of what the confidence is in them. They're confident in the fact that they're not going to be able to find anything. So, yeah, I think that's kind of where that's laying right now. So we'll see. T. Higgins goes. So he has T. Higgins, Pat Mahomes, Justin Jefferson. He takes Debo there. We are going to go ahead and take Jonathan Taylor and add to our RB room here. I do like the fact that we're going to do this. I think this is a very viable choice to go ahead and go Jonathan Taylor in the 3rd round. Let's just say, best case scenario, he gets traded to the Dolphins. I think we see Jonathan Taylor go ahead of Tony Pollard at that point. And we see him move up to almost a 1st-round selection. And I think we can say Jonathan Taylor has the upside of quite a bit of points at that point. He goes from an offense that's very mediocre at best to a top offense in the NFL. So I think that's something that is an upside play that we can play. If he does stay with the Colts, I don't think we're taking him too early. I still think he's going to play. I don't think there's any risk there. As you can see, the quarterbacks have kind of been a wait, so people have been waiting on quarterback. DK goes here. Let's see, Hurts goes to pick after me. Kind of surprised that guy that with Andrews did not go receiver because he desperately needs a wideout. Yeah, we're probably not going to go running back for a while because we're trying to draft best case scenario. So we're saying best case scenario, Derrick Henry has that 1,300 yard rushing season with 200 or 300 receiving yards, and he gets the work, and we see him get goal line touches for touchdowns. So we are making that bet there. Jonathan Taylor also making the bet there. Best case scenario, he does get on the field. He is playing, whether it be with the Colts, whether it be with the Dolphins. Even if it is with the Dolphins, even if it is with the Eagles, best case scenario, I still think this is as low as you're going to be able to get Jonathan Taylor in these drafts. I don't know that you're going to be able to get him any lower. Same with Jacobs. If Jacobs was guaranteed on the field, I guarantee you he would be up there with Tony Pollard. He'd be ahead of Derrick Henry. That's for sure on my board. He would 110% be ahead of Derrick Henry. But having both those guys, Taylor and Jacobs, it is tough to gauge kind of what's going on. So that part is a little tough. And like I said, I told you guys this was going to be a long stream, couple hours. So I knew it was going to be a long stream. Make sure y'all drop the like down below. Hit the subscribe button. I am sorry that I don't have my face cam on. I kind of wish I could put it on in the bottom right corner there, but I can't. So I don't know what's going on as far as my face cam is going. But I will figure it out on Drafters. It does work on most other formats, but on Drafters right now, with the way I have to set it up, it's just not working. So we're not messing with it. Okay. We are going to add one more thing to this little overlay here. We are going to put my logo on it. Just to kind of, make sure we got that part of it. Give me just a second here. I'm not reading chat right now, so give me just a second. Let me add this logo really quickly. That's really big. 1 minute. Okay. Nope, that's not the way we want to go. I want to make sure we can, at least throw it up there. So it is a KG stream at the very least, and everybody knows it. Looks more beautiful that way. All right. So we do have Reek, we have Derrick Henry, we have Jonathan Taylor. We are kind of looking at the field here. I do like Justin Fields here at this pick. We are going to go ahead and take Justin Fields. Upside quarterback play here. I do like the rushing ability, has the ability to finish ahead of Hurts, Allen, Lamar, Mahomes on weeks. So I do like that. I also like the fact that over the season long, he's going to probably have the most rushing yards as a quarterback. I like to make the bet on Justin Fields here. We're going to go ahead and do that. All right. What's up, Nathan? How we doing? We've been live for a little while now. You missed the new Underdog contest. So it was, if you remember from last night, from the $50 entries from Underdog, we had the Eliminator. Well, they made a little Eliminator now. So as you can see, we did a couple of the little eliminators. We have a few picks waiting, but we did a few of the little eliminators before we went over to this. This is just the eliminator. I'm trying to find the little eliminator. I don't know if it's on here or not. Yeah, I don't really see it, so maybe it's just not showing right now. But we did a couple of those. Same formats. TJ Hawkinson's still there at 52. It's not a bad value. I think we're going to go Ken Walker, though, and make the bet that we have 2 young running backs, young studs, and Henry to go along with it. I really like making that bet. I don't know how much I like this one receiver deal. We're going to go Ken Walker, though. We're going to go Ken Walker. I like it. We're going to try to get running backs here. I do like the running back room that we have. I think that this is definitely a room that we can see panning out, you know, having some solid flex floor if we need it. But I think receiver room, we're going to have to really focus and bear down on receivers now. I think we're fine in the running back department to where we're not going to have to take one for a long time. Quarterback, we're probably going to have a backup in like the last couple rounds. We have the upside with Fields, so we're probably going to bet on the upside of Fields and definitely keep the running back room at 3 for a good amount of time. The good thing about drafters is it is 20 rounds, I believe. Yeah, 20 rounds? Is that right? Yeah, 20 rounds. So it is a little bit longer than Underdog. It has 2 extra rounds. So we do get a little bit deeper rosters, so that is kind of nice. The tight end position, I like to take a little bit more gambles with it because we can get those extra picks at tight end. And I'm okay with taking flyers at tight end if we can find a boom week in there. So, you know, I think that's a good bet to make, to kind of wait on tight end. I think the tight ends kind of get pushed down a little bit in these drafts because of that. Like we see Hawkinson go 54, Waller at 58, which is kind of where he's been going on Underdog. You can't get Waller outside the 5th round anymore. And honestly, with Waller going this soon, I'm totally just out on him. I missed the train to buy him, and I'm okay. I am to the point where he is so overpriced, I just don't know what to do. I want to catch exposures up to him, but I cannot fathom paying a 5th round selection for Darren Waller. I can't do it. I won't do it. Let me rephrase myself. I will not do it. So it's tough. It's tough. We missed our chance early season to get him. It is what it is. You know, you win some, you lose some. We did win on Kamara. We were getting Kamara in the 120, 110s, and now he's going in the 80s and 70s. So, you know, I'd rather have that upgrade. We were getting Alexander Madison in the 80s and 90s. Now he's going in the 50s. I got a few shares of him in the 80s. So we got that. Mixon, very, very early on when he was getting charged with going to jail and getting dropped from the team. He was going at like pick 70. I got a few of him at pick 70. He's now going at pick 40. So, you know, we've definitely gotten our fair share of guys early on that we thought could go up, and they did. So we've definitely had our fair share of guys like that we've gambled on. It's paid off. Zeke is another one that we got in the last round, and now he's a 13th, 14th rounder. So that's kind of nice to see. James Cook, we did start gambling on him in the 80s. He's now a 70, 60 kind of guy. Not much ADP difference, but it is a round or 2 difference. So that is kind of big. So we have taken gambles on guys, and they have gone up. We've taken gambles on guys that have gone down. You know, it's just a matter of the field. You take your wins, you take your losses sometimes. It is what it is. Jahan Dotson goes at 67. I really like Jahan Dotson. I think we're kind of looking at this draft, hoping we get a Mike Evans, hoping, praying we get Mike Evans. Because after Mike Evans, we have Michael Pittman, and that's just not an upside play. So, not a huge fan of that. I'm kind of hoping we get Mike Evans here. I don't see why we wouldn't. We could not. You know, we'll see. If we don't get Mike Evans, I think the only other play is to go George Kittle to fill the tight end spot and kind of fill that role. Let's see who... Okay, he takes Javonte. We're going to go ahead and go Mike Evans here. He is kind of older, but we are taking this pick thinking best case scenario, as we do for all best ball drafts. Maybe we see a scenario where Mike Evans doesn't like the contract he gets offered from Tampa Bay and declares he wants out. And maybe he goes out. You know, maybe he goes out and gets signed or gets traded to the Chiefs this year. You know, if that happens midseason, we're looking at quite possibly one of the best drafts I've ever done. I never like banking on trades, but we're thinking best case scenario. Even if it doesn't happen, maybe we're thinking Baker Mayfield bails out to Mike Evans quite a bit to move the chains and in the red zone. Because Rachaad White's not a red zone threat at all. Baker Mayfield does scramble, but he's not a guy to run it up the middle and punch it in. So Mike Evans could be the guy in the red zone again. So that's kind of the bet I'm trying to make here. The next bet we're going to be making is Zay Flowers, I hope. And I think Zay Flowers could be a mini Antonio Brown. I'm going to kind of make that bet. I heard the comparison earlier today, and I really like that comparison because he is a little bit smaller built, kind of like Antonio Brown. But obviously he is not as big as Antonio Brown, and the Ravens are kind of looking to throw the ball more. And this is a good point that was also made. Let's talk about Zay Flowers outplaying his ADP. You know, 75, I think that's a lot more likely of him outplaying it than not outplaying it. So I think that's another option that we look at and say, okay, it's more likely that he outplays it than plays it. Even if he plays a little bit below it, we have the RB room to really be fine. And we have the elite quarterback to make up for his lack of upside. If he doesn't hit his upside weeks, we have other options that have upside. So I'm okay with this pick just because it does have a lot of upside and it offers quite a bit. And I think he does bring a lot to the table. So I am okay with this pick. Dallas Goedert does go here. I don't really see a whole lot of stacking going on. Herbert and Quentin Johnston with Keenan, I do see that stack. Justin Fields, we don't really have a stack with Justin Fields, so it is what it is. Obviously, DJ Moore went way earlier than I'd like to have even considered him. Trevor Lawrence doesn't really have a stack. Tua, he doesn't really have a stack with Tua. Mahomes even, we don't really see a stack yet. You know, it's kind of interesting to see if there's even going to be stacks in this draft, because they're right as of now, there really hasn't been much stacking going on. Which is interesting because I feel like that could give me an advantage later on. Because I still feel like, you're not going to be able to pair Tua with Tyreek. But I do think you could pair, well, I guess right now we really can't pair anybody with anybody. I think Anthony Richardson with Jonathan Taylor is not a bad bet. I think that would be an okay bet for me. I think if we can get Watson and get him with Elijah Moore or Njoku, I think that's an okay bet. Who is KC's wide receiver one? That's the question of the whole offseason so far, Nathan. Because quite honestly, I can't even tell you. I have no freaking clue. I have no idea. You would assume Tony. He's not going to get the preseason reps. Tony's never been a wide receiver one. He's never even been close to a receiver one in numbers regard in his whole career. So it's tough to really say he's going to be the one. Obviously, he was drafted as such, but I just don't see it. Sky Moore is more of a slot speed kind of guy. I think Sky Moore is going to have a lot of boom weeks. My personal take on this, and my exposures show this. I've exposed myself to Tony. I've exposed myself to Rashee Rice. Those are the two guys that I'm betting on. I'm betting on those two. And the reason why I'm more Rashee Rice than I am Tony, because Rashee Rice is cheaper. I think Rashee Rice, as the season goes on, is going to be a guy you're going to want. And, he might not be the week 1 or week 2 guy that is going to be the starter, like, as in the first guy you want, but I think he's going to eventually become that. So, at this pick here, we're kind of trying to figure out some upside here. There's not a whole lot of fun here. I think we're going to go ahead and go Michael Thomas. It's kind of a boring selection, but I think we're okay with that. I think Michael Thomas is a guy that we don't really have a lot of exposure of, and I think we're making that mistake of not having exposure. I know he's been hurt. I know this isn't 2018 anymore, but I still think he's got some juice in the tank. I also think he gets a huge quarterback upgrade here. He hasn't had a real quarterback since Drew Brees. Let's be honest with ourselves. And Derek Carr is a decent quarterback. I would make the bet that Derek Carr is a good quarterback this year. I would make the bet that he is better than a top 15 quarterback this year. So, with that being said, Pat will probably break the passing touchdown record or something. Yeah, probably. So, you see, he does pair up Tony with Mahomes. So, you know, he's making that bet as well. Oh, he takes Anthony Richardson, the pick before me. That's super unfortunate. Okay. We're not going to go Daniel Jones here. I think we're going to go ahead and make the bet on... A lot of these picks are really bad. We're going to go ahead and take the bet on tight end here and go Evan Ingram unstacked. I just don't really see anything super exciting here. And I think Evan Ingram at value is just a good pick. So we're going to go ahead and take it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is what it is. It's not bad to have him as a tight end one. I think he's involved in a really good offense. I think Jacksonville has a good chance to make themselves a case for top 5 offenses this year. If Trevor Lawrence takes that next step forward, which I honest to God think he does. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to say the least. How confident am I in that tight end? You know, it's just like, I don't know. It's okay, but I'm not thrilled about it. I think there's some guys here that we need to look at and really carefully observe kind of where they're going. You know, I think Zay Jones is a guy we might look at. Jamal Williams, after the first 3 weeks, is kind of a useless commodity. I don't want to say useless because that's a bad word to use. I don't think he's useless. I just don't think he's going to be that great after, you know, the first 3 weeks. But we'll see. I mean, I think that Saints backfield right now is an absolute hot mess. Preseason-wise, you know, obviously... Kamara's going to be missing 3 weeks. Kendre Miller made an insane catch on a wheel route in preseason. I hate to bring preseason up, but my lord, it was an insane catch, and I'm having a hard time ignoring it, to say the least. So we're having a really hard time ignoring it, and I think it's definitely one of those catches where you look at it and it's like, okay, he does have the potential to be a receiving back. Kamara. You know, I don't know. I don't think they're going to take Kamara out because I think they're going to be competing for playoffs. And I think they're going to be a team that's not really looking to trust a rookie. They're going to trust the guy that's there, that's been there, that's done it, that's been the guy. So I don't really know that that's going to be an issue, but it could be if Kendre Miller is good in the first 3 weeks. Now, if Kendre Miller is good in the first 3 weeks, I'm kind of saying because my exposure to Kamara is pretty high. I'm definitely saying because my exposures to Kamara is pretty high, and my exposures to Kendre are very meh. They're below average, we'll put it that way. But, on the other hand, I do know in some of the Kamara teams, I have Kendre Miller also, because I thought he was going to be an upside play to, you know, I thought if, you know, Kamara happened to miss 8 weeks, Kendre was going to be an upside play for the first 8. So, you know, I kind of took that analogy with it and ran with it. So I'm kind of glad that that's kind of what I have. But at the same time, it's like I really capped my upside because I'm not really sure which one it's going to be. You know, I think Kendre in the 15th or 16th or wherever he's going right now is a pretty dang good value. We'll put it that way. I think it's a very, very, very good value to try to bet on. I think here we're going to be looking to take another receiver, probably. Tank Bigsby goes. That's who we were looking at running back. Um, I think we could go Jalen Warren actually as a late season kind of play. We could go receiver. I'm good with going receiver here. And Zay Jones, because he's probably going to be on the outside most of the time. Kirk's kind of the guy that's in the slot. So, in 2 wide receiver sets, I could see Zay Jones being the guy in that set. We're going to go Zay Jones here. Take a couple Jacksonville guys. Yeah, I mean, they did have the Ingram and Kamara thing going for quite some time, where both were good, viable options. I think we have to look at it now and be like, okay, what's it gonna be? You know, I don't know for sure. I've made the stand already on Kamara because we were getting him at 110. That I think 110 was way too cheap for him. So we made the stand on Kamara. We have good amounts of shares of Jamal Williams because I was betting on Jamal Williams being the guy until he came back, and I was thinking maybe a 6-game suspension would be ideal. They thought 3, so I'm happy about that. So I have like 10% or no, it's not 10% anymore. It's like 8. It's like average. It's like an average percentage on him. So. And then Kendre Miller, I have like a 6%, so I'm slightly below average on Kendre. I was kind of splitting between Jamal and Kendre, just trying to keep them as close to even as possible before we found out the suspension news. That was kind of my goal. Another thing with this, too, the drafters format, we are playing for the full season. Whoever is on top at the end of the season is your winner. You're not playing in the playoffs, ever. There's no playoffs. Like, it doesn't cut playoffs. Weeks 1 to 17, you're playing against everybody. You're literally playing against everybody in this format. You're not playing playoffs. You don't have, week till week 14, and then you start looking at week 15 or 16, 17 correlation. You're playing 1 through 17, so it is about the full season. That's the difference between this and the Best Ball Mania over on Underdog. It's slightly different, so you got to kind of approach it a different way. You want guys that are going to be playing the whole season that can get better over the season, and you're not going to have to worry about the last 4-week correlation because it is going to be over the whole entire season. So you want the guys to have good seasons. You don't want them to have good weeks 1 through 14 and then care about 15, 16, 17. You don't have to worry about that. That's why also I kind of like getting the 3 running backs here. Because I feel like now I don't have to worry about running backs. I can worry about my receivers. I have 6 receivers here that I feel decent about. And I have a high upside tight end in Ingram and a really high quarterback upside. So I am more than happy with what I've come out with. But we do need to look and kind of see if we can start correlating some stacks at all. I think Derek Carr might be a guy that we look to. He hasn't been taken yet. Derek Carr might be a guy we look to pair up with Michael Thomas just to get that stack kind of be a little bit better, or that quarterback selection to be a little bit better. So I think that might be a play that we look at. Hodgins, I think, is a very good. I cannot quit drafting Hodgins. I just can't, and it's affecting me a little bit because I have 16% of Hodgins. And a stat, that's literally my most drafted player, by the way, according to percentages. Not money, but percentages. A percentage, or not percentage, a stat that I heard the other day has me a little bit concerned. And it's since Daniel Jones has been the quarterback in the Giants territory, there has not been a wide receiver to finish in the wide receivers of the Giants since Daniel Jones has been there. And that worries me. But then I look back and I'm like, okay, who was he throwing the ball to? Let's look at his pass catchers. I mean, Kadarius Toney was supposed to be the guy there, and he flopped extremely bad. Let's be honest with ourselves. He flopped extremely bad. He got hurt every year. We can go back to Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay was terrible. I really believed in Kenny Galladay, though. I won't even lie. But it's one of those things where you got to look at it and be like, okay, who did he throw the ball to? Like, who was he throwing the ball to? You know, it's hard for me to sit here and say that it was bad. Because he was throwing to Sterling Shepard. Like, come on. Like, Sterling freaking Shepard is who we're talking about here. As at one point, his wide receiver 1. Like, I just can't get behind him being bad, I guess. You know, I don't want to get behind him being bad, necessarily. I think Laporta's a great pick here, so we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to take Sam Laporta. I understand that I have the same bye weeks here. I understand that. We are going to end up getting another tight end, so that's fine. I think we're going to have to pass on Derek Carr. I don't know. If we pass on Carr, we're not going to be getting another quarterback after Carr. Anyways. Do we have any Steelers? I don't think we do. No, we don't. I think we're going to go... Yeah, we're going to go Derek Carr, I think, next. If he falls to us. Which we're going to pray he falls to us. There's no reason he shouldn't, I don't think. And this guy's taken 2 quarterbacks. He's taken 1. Yeah, I think Derek Carr is a good pick. I think how we're going to do this is we're going to take Derek Carr and maybe take a guy like Kendre Miller later. Make the bet on Kendre Miller to be another running back that we take. So we're not going to be able to get Roschon Johnson, probably. I kind of want to see how low Kendre is. Okay, so Kendre is pretty low. We should be able to get Kendre Miller, I would think. There's no reason for him to take a quarterback, so I think we're safe on Carr. Go ahead and take him. And that's going to be the only 2 quarterbacks we take, I think. We might take one last round, we'll see. Because we do have 2 tight ends, so I do like that. We're going to go ahead and take Derek Carr to pair up with Michael Thomas. I do like that pick. Like I said, the 3 RBs, we only have 3 of them right now. I think we're okay with that. I'm going to go ahead and put in the queue. Then there goes Hodgins right after. So we're going to put in the queue of Roschon. I don't think we're going to get him, but we'll put him in the queue anyways. Zeke, we'll put him in the queue. Just to kind of get guys in the queue that we should be looking at, so we don't really necessarily forget. But we have them in the queue in case. Ty Chandler's an interesting choice because of his speed. I do think there's a chance that he is a part of the offense. I still think Kareem Hunt gets signed. I'm not willing to bet my life on it like I did on Underdog, but I sold my soul for Fournette and Kareem Hunt to get signed, and they haven't so far, so it's kind of sort of worrying me at this point that they're not going to. I still think there is a chance that they do. I don't know. It's one of those we have to wait and see. Kenny Pickett goes off the board. I don't really know if there's a stacking correlation going on here at all. Roschon goes. You know, we see Kenny Pickett go with no Steelers correlated at all. We have Tua there with no Dolphins correlated at all. Okay, there's Freiermuth. So he does have at least Freiermuth. Goff. I don't really see he has a Monra, so that's fine. Dak, he has nobody. Nobody with Dak so far. Lawrence, I have 2 of the Jacksonville guys, so it's kind of tough for him right now. He doesn't really have anybody to be paired up with Lawrence, so that is kind of rough. Lamar Jackson, you don't need to pair him up, but he has Rashad Bateman, not Rondale. He has Rashad Bateman, so he does have somebody at the very least. Daniel Jones, Deshaun Watson. We got Browns and Giants. Yeah, nobody. Nobody there paired up. You can kind of tell who the novice guys are and who aren't just kind of by looking at stacks. You want to be looking for stacks, I think, unless you have Fields or Lamar. And you at least want to have somebody stacked up. You know, Josh Allen, you're looking at it, and he has nobody from the Bills. I mean, I guess that's okay, but, like, it's not preferred. Joe Burrow, he has not drafted a single soul. He has 3 quarterbacks. Geno, he has DK. And Rodgers, he has Garrett Wilson. So he does have some correlation there. I think Burrow was a wasted pick, to be honest. Kendre Miller goes. That sucks. That really sucks. And Zeke's gone. So that really blows for me. That really sucks for me. I will not lie. That really sucks. That's rough. Okay. Yeah, these running backs suck. I'm not gonna lie. These running backs really suck. The receiver room is a lot better right now than the running back room. So we have read it wrong. So we're trying to load up on receiver here. And we're probably gonna go with the Giants receiver. What tight ends are left? Oh, Cole Kmet's still here. We're gonna go Cole Kmet. That's an easy choice. We're going to go Cole Kmet, and maybe on the turn we get Juwan Johnson, and then we do not have to draft tight end anymore. So instead of getting RBs that I feel like we're just taking jabs at, we're getting positional value still, because I still think the 3 running backs there are good enough to where we're going to be fine at that position. I still think we can make that bet. We have 6 receivers that are really good, I think. Past Rashee Rice, we'll see, but I'm making the bet that they're going to be good. You have Reek, you have Evans, Zay, and they're all in different bye weeks. So it's not like you're going to be living without them, but that doesn't really matter as we're looking for the whole season rather than, winning a week. So bye weeks don't matter nearly as much in this. We didn't get Juwan Johnson. That kind of sucks because I was hoping to get the pairing there. Darn, that really stinks. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take the gamble that D'Onta Foreman is the guy in the Chicago backfield that comes out and prevails late in the season or early in the season. We'll see. But D'Onta Foreman is a guy. We do have some Chicago correlation there now. We have Cole Kmet. We have D'Onta Foreman. So you see, we kind of did the Justin Fields correlation later in the draft. And honestly, it was by accident. I really wasn't even thinking about it. So that's how that works sometimes. It is what it is. Normally I probably would have went Hyatt, but I'm okay with not taking Hyatt. I have good receivers. I trust my receivers that I have. I have 3 tight ends. I'm probably going to go with a 4th just to be certain that I have upside at the tight end position most weeks to where I can maybe have some flexibility. I think a 3rd quarterback's not a bad play either. Like Sam Howell. I don't really have any of the Redskins. So maybe we look more so towards a guy that we're going to have correlation with. And that would be a Baker Mayfield. Or, let's see. Tannehill with Henry, maybe. That could be a play. There's not really many other plays I can make here that I feel good about at the quarterback position right now. We could take an unstacked Jordan Love. Obviously, Musgrave's gone, so he's probably going to take the bet on Jordan Love. Jordan Love, because he's got Musgrave and Reed. So he does have 2 Green Bay and Watson. So he's making the full-on bet that Green Bay is going to be a good offense with Jordan Love. Like, Jordan Love is going to be the guy. So he's probably taking Jordan Love, his next pick. Pending him falling, which him falling this low is, according to this, insane. Jordan Love goes. As I was kind of talking about him, I'm kind of surprised he didn't take Jordan Love here and just not take the gamble on Musgrave. He must have desperately needed a top. No, he has Hawkinson. I don't know what he was doing or what he was thinking there. Because if you're making the bet on Reed and Watson in that offense, you really, 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 really need to make sure you get Jordan Reed. Because that's how you're going to capitalize on those big weeks and those big point totals. Because if they're having big weeks, then Jordan Love's having a big week. So that's just my opinion. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I just play the game and watch what people do in front of me. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Kyler Murray goes. I think Kyler Murray is an intriguing option in this if you have, decent quarterbacks before him. I don't think Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson are great necessarily, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I think Kareem Hunt is still an interesting choice. I think Malik Davis is an interesting choice. Keontae Ingram is an interesting choice. I think you could take some of those guys who I think Keontae Ingram is especially interesting just with the age of Connor, with Connor maybe being a trade kind of guy this season. So that could get interesting. He takes Sam Howell. Like I said, I don't really have any correlation with Sam Howell, so it doesn't really make sense for me to. It does make sense for me to go Tannehill and Henry. So I'm going to go Ryan Tannehill, I think, in the next round. I think this round we're going to end up going Kareem Hunt or Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And I'd like to make the bet on Kareem Hunt. I think Kareem Hunt's a guy that's going to get signed. I don't really see why he wouldn't. He's already visited quite a few teams. So, kind of making that bet. We still got 4 rounds to go. And I think this next upcoming round, we are going to go ahead and take Tannehill. If Tannehill doesn't fall to us, we're going to be looking receivers as well. Michael Wilson is an option. Robert Woods, I think, is a very boring option, but I do think he is going to put together a season, at least somewhat. It's like I said, it's a boring option, but it is an option nonetheless. Devontae Parker, another guy that could put together a season that you pair with Mac Jones, but Mac Jones has the bye week of week 11, so I'm not really sure that that's necessarily the greatest of great plays. Baker Mayfield's another play that we could make to pair up with Evans early on. There's a few plays there. I'm not a huge fan of them, though. I think Tannehill's the best play there. So we are going to go Ryan Tannehill and take him as a third quarterback. I think that's all the quarterbacks we're going to take. So we're going to go Ryan Tannehill. We're going to be looking tight ends here. And I think, if Taysom Hill happens to fall, which he's been sliding down boards quite a bit, he could go. He could fall to us. We don't know for certain. So we'll see. I will be right back, though. I got to go pee. All right, so we are back. So let's kind of take a peek here at the board. While I was gone, Hunter Henry, Darius Slayton, Renfro, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Josh Kelly, Deion Jackson, John Mechie. All right. Like I said, I don't want to get caught with my pants down here. There goes Taysom Hill, Devontae Parker. I would be more than happy to get those two guys that I have starred there. I'd also be happy to get Downs. Be happy to get Palmer. Puka is another guy that I'd be okay with. Justin Watson's a very early season. I don't know if he's a guy that I would trust long term, but he is a guy that I think could be something. Tutu Atwell, maybe. Let's see. Braxton Berrios. You know, these are just some very long shot plays here that I'm looking at and kind of seeing maybe some upside in them. Noah Brown. I don't really see much else at receiver that I would just sit there and classify it as great. You know, Mecole goes, Downs goes. I was about to say, I'm sure the tight end room looks rough. Mayer goes. You know what? I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to take Cade Otton, this next pick, and secure Baker Mayfield as well. We're going to make that bet on Tampa Bay being maybe decent. But I don't think we have to take Baker right this second. Truly, I don't think... I think Baker's going to be a last round kind of guy, so I think we can take a receiver here and be okay. Let's see. I think we could also look at as a guy that might be decent. Justin Ross has been proving himself in camp. I still don't really see... I don't know. Like, he's fighting for a roster spot. I don't know how realistic it is for him to actually have some upside. I think Puka has a lot more. Or Tutu Atwell. I think we're going to go Tutu Atwell. There's nobody else here. Tillman, maybe. Let's take Cedric Tillman, because I think he's an interesting choice. You know, we've left ourselves a point to where we don't have to take a tight end. And we could take a receiver, or we could take a quarterback if we wanted. You know? I think there's still definitely guys there that we could do. Either way we look at it. So, Baker Mayfield's not a terrible choice. In my eyes, Baker Mayfield's not an awful choice, considering what we have on the table here. And if, you know, a good week happens, then we at least have the stack to make it happen. Tyquan Thornton, Ross, Jimmy G. I mean, 4 quarterbacks, 4 tight ends. What is it, 5 RBs? And 7 receivers. I think that's an okay amount. You know, considering what we have to play every week is 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. I think that's fine. I'm not so sure Baker Mayfield is the choice, though. I still don't think he is the choice. I still think we should go one more receiver. I think we'd be good with one more receiver. So, I do think that's going to be what we end up doing, is going one more receiver. I just think it makes more sense to go one more. Three, 6, 8, 2. I just think it makes way more sense to do that. The fact that he only went with one tight end is extremely troll. And I know that it's Kelsey. So if anything happens to Kelsey, he has a tight end for literally nothing. He has a tight end for literally nothing now. So this makes absolutely no sense to me that he did that. It just doesn't make sense. All right, so we're up in 2 picks. Like I said, I think the receivers that we can look at here: Watson, Puka, Marvin Jones. What quarterbacks do we have? Yeah, there's just no upside left. What's his name? Scott. Is he gone? We're going to take Tyler Scott. Tyler Scott is one of those guys that is speed, and he's going to make the roster. Whether he's good or not, we'll see. But, I think this is a pretty solid draft. Honestly. I really do. I don't think it's bad. Fields, Carr, Tannehill, Henry, Taylor, Ken Walker, Dante Foreman, Kareem Hunt, Tyreek, Evans, Zay Flowers, Michael Thomas, Zay Jones, Rashee Rice, Cedric Tillman, Tyler Scott, and then we have Evan Ingram, Sam Laporta, Cole Kmet, and Cade Otton. I think this is a really good draft. Honestly, I do. I think it's a good draft. So, I think we can live with that as being our final draft of tonight. I am going to go ahead and hop off of here. I do appreciate you guys coming through. Like I said, long stream tonight, 2 hours, a little over 2 hours actually, I believe. So I want to make sure that I got on here and gave you guys a good stream. So I will see you guys in the next one. Until next time, I am out of here. Make sure y'all give it a like, leave a comment, refresh the feed, leave a comment of what you felt of the video. I appreciate you guys coming through, hanging out with me tonight. Until next time, I will see you all tomorrow night, more than likely, with more drafts. We'll probably be back on Underdog. We might do some drafters as well. We're probably going to do a little bit of both. So we're going to be on almost daily for the next couple weeks, I would say. I do leave for vacation, so it is going to be hard for me to stream September 2nd through the 9th. So NFL season will be started by then. I will be doing drafts on my own. So I'm going to be streaming almost every day up until that point, or at least try to. So until, I have pretty much a week and a half. So that's kind of what we're looking at there as a timeline for you guys. I wanted to make sure I got all that fun out before I got off of here. So I appreciate you guys coming through, hanging out with me, having a blast. I will see you guys later. Have a good night. Peace.